What's up everybody? Welcome to RetroGameCrunch. Today's going to be round 2 of this mystery box tournament. That's right, Core Gaming and Double Jump Video Games moved on to round 2 and defeated RetroGameCrunch as well as Secret Castle Toys and Games in round 1. So the two of them are going to go head to head for a $100 mystery box and so that we can crown the ultimate champion for this tournament. It ought to be interesting. Let's see what they sent me. So if you didn't check out that first video, I would highly recommend you follow the link down below and watch that first video to see how round 1 went. This round is going to be similar in the fact that we're going to grade them in 3 quarters. First quarter is going to be based on condition. They'll be able to score points between 1 through 5 based on the overall condition of the games. Whether these games came with their manual, did they come scratched, or are they fairly clean, what kind of condition the cases are in if they came in their original case. Second quarter is going to be based on the collection value. Does this game add value to my collection? Are these just filler titles or random sports titles? And whether or not the company put some thought based on what they chose to send me into what the games are that they sent. Third quarter is going to be based on the overall value. For that, obviously we'll go to price charting and see what kind of value these games are on price charting and compare what they sent me. And then we'll look at what I spent versus what the games are actually valued at. Alright, so now that we know how each company can score some points, let's jump in and see what they sent me. I think first up we're going to go over the Core Gaming mystery box. Once again, this was a $100 mystery box. It's got PS4 titles in it. I probably will be a little bit more lenient because PS4 manuals don't always come in the box. So when we get to that part of judging, I'm probably going to be a little bit more lenient based on whether or not the manual was included, because not all PS4 games come with manuals. Let's jump in and see what I got. Alright, so as I mentioned earlier, let's start with the Core Gaming mystery box. They do their mystery boxes a little bit differently in the fact that you buy the console, and usually they're pretty inexpensive. This mystery box, because I was buying PS4 titles, cost me $99.96. So I ended up buying 4 mystery boxes at $24.99 each. Each box comes with 5 games, so there should be a total of 20 games in this box. Let's see what they sent me. Alright, we do have a good stack of games in here, so that's awesome. Let's see what the first title looks like. First game for PS4 is Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare. Came with the disc, and it looks very clean. The next game they sent me was The Crew, which is the limited edition copy. Came with some information and some booklets, so that's great. Overall, the game's very clean as well. The next game they sent me was FIFA 15. Came with a booklet. That game is very clean. Both of these companies are very notorious for sending very clean games, and I've never had any issues with them in the past. The next game is Deuces X, Mankind Divided, the Day 1 edition. It came with its instructional manual as well as the extra digital content code. The next game is Madden 20. Came with its booklet, and it's very clean. The next game is Battlefield 1. Got a little smudge on it, but that should clean off pretty easily. Other than that, it's actually very clean. And the next game is Star Wars Battlefront. It's got a few smudges as well, but overall it's in pretty decent condition. The next game is The Division, Tom Clancy The Division. It didn't come with any paperwork, but that's okay. It's to be expected. And the game is pretty clean as well. The next game is Destiny 2. And it's very clean and came with its manual as well. Then we've got Anthem. That game is very clean, no issues. Next game we've got is The Elder Scrolls Online. And the case is a little beat up overall as far as condition. Let's check out the game to see what kind of condition it's in. And it's pretty clean. And it came with its manual. So I'll probably end up getting a replacement case for that at some point in time. The next game is Evolve. And overall it's in really good shape too. Next up we have Madden 15. And it's in good condition and came with its manual. Then we have Madden 17. And it's in pretty good shape. So we've got a couple of Madden NFL games. That's kind of to be expected with each mystery box. I kind of figured with what I've received from them in the past that they would probably include at least 2 or 3 of the normal sports titles. That's okay. I'm fine with that. I do collect these games and I do try to collect each year. So overall, that's going to be perfectly acceptable. Alright, next up we've got NHL 15. And it's in really good shape. The next game we got is Starlink Battle for Atlas. That's kind of an interesting game. It's in really great shape. It didn't come with the manual, but that's okay. We've got NBA 2K15. Came with its manual. And the game's in pretty good shape. There's a few smudges, but overall, good condition. Next up, we've got For Honor. Overall, it's in really good shape. Next up, we've got Battleborn. It included its manual. And it's very clean as well. And last, we've got Battlefield Hardline. It's in good shape and it's got its manual as well. Alright, so overall I'm really happy with this purchase from Core Gaming and the mystery box that they sent me. They did send me a variety of games. There was 6 sports related titles that they sent me, but that's kind of to be expected in a mystery box when you're ordering them from different companies. You always end up with a few scattered throughout, and since they did send me 20 games as I purchased, I figured there would be at least 5 to 6 games in there that would be sports related. There's a good variety. I think there's going to be some good value. Let's check out the Double Jump Video Games mystery box next and see what they sent me. Alright, so let's check out that Double Jump Video Games mystery box and see what they sent me. This mystery box ended up costing me a little bit more. I paid around $113 because you do have to pay for shipping, and their flat rate is $100 for a mystery box if that's what you choose. I'm curious to see what they sent me because they tend to gear theirs more towards what you end up requesting or what you put in the notes section. Let's jump in and find out. Alright, first up we've got Control, the Ultimate Edition. Let's check out the game and see what kind of condition it's in. Overall, it's in really great shape, which is kind of to be expected. As I mentioned, most of their games always come really complete or in really good condition. Next up, we've got Shadow of the Colossus. It's in really great shape as well. Both of those didn't include their manuals, but that's okay, it's to be expected. Alright, the first game that I've not actually heard of, and I'm really excited to get this one, the Banner Saga Trilogy. It came with its manual. And it's in really great shape, so I'm really excited to get that game and play it. Next up we've got Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And it's in really good condition. It didn't come with its manual, but I don't believe that it comes with a manual to begin with. Alright, another game that I've not heard of before. Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. Did not come with its manual, but the game is in really good shape. So I'm happy to add that one to my collection. And the last game that's in the box is going to be Death Stranding. And overall, it's in really great shape as well. It didn't come with its manual, but that's okay. Alright, just to recap the Double Jump Video Games mystery box. I'm really happy with this purchase because there's two games that I haven't heard of before, and that aren't the games that I would normally probably purchase from my local game shops. I'm really looking forward to playing some of these games, and I think this one is geared a little bit more towards individuality, as well as picking out games that maybe it's not something that I would necessarily pick out myself. I think there's going to be some great value, and as you could see, they include their sticker priced on their games, which is the value that they would normally sell them at. So I'm going to come back with my overall thoughts after I look at price charting and see what the value of each of these games is. I'll compare them, I'll go over the condition, the collection value, and how they scored in each quarter. And then I'll come back and give you the overall totals for each quarter and what the individual companies scored. And we'll crown the ultimate champion of this mystery box tournament. Alright, I'm back, and it was another close one. Let's go through and talk about how I scored each quarter a little bit closer. I did end up going back through these games and looking at the manuals, looking at the games a little further, just to compare the overall condition. And the first quarter was based on condition. Core Gaming ended up scoring 4 points in this quarter. Double Jump Video Games scored 4.5 points in this quarter. The reason why I gave the extra point to Double Jump Video Games was because most of their games are a lot cleaner. The cases and manuals are a lot cleaner. They don't have a whole lot of sticker residue or look like they've been sitting on the shelf for very long. That's not to say that the Core Gaming mystery box didn't have some good value or the condition was in poor condition overall. These games are fairly clean and look like they're completely going to be playable. The only case that had a minor issue was the one that was broken, and I'll probably get a replacement case for that one. So that's why I scored Double Jump Video Games just a little bit higher on this quarter. Alright, so let's move on to the second quarter and see how I scored each company. Core Gaming ended up scoring a total of 3.5 points for this quarter. Double Jump Video Games ended up scoring 4 points for this quarter. The reason why I ended up scoring Double Jump Video Games a little bit higher on this quarter was just based on the variety of games that they sent me. These are some unique games versus some more filler titles or basic games that you see in most of your video game shops. It's not to say that these games don't add any value to a collection, especially if you're starting out. I believe that the core gaming would bring you a little bit better value overall for your collection. Double Jump Video Games, on the other hand, had a different variety of games, as well as some higher end games, which is why I kind of scored them a little bit higher on this round. Alright, so let's move on to the third quarter. Third quarter was the overall value, and here are the numbers through price charting. Double Jump Video Games ended up with a total price of $126.81. So, I spent $113 and some change by the time I paid for shipping, which gave me a $12.90 profit or increase overall in the value. Core gaming, I ended up spending $99.96 on the mystery box. The total value for this collection was $113.59. So that's a net profit or increased value of $13.63. So as you can see, there was really close comparison in what core gaming and Double Jump Video Games sent for the overall value in the third quarter. So for that reason, I scored core gaming a 3.5 as well as Double Jump Video Games for a 3.5, just because they were within $1 difference of each other and there wasn't a whole lot of extra value added to either of these companies, or a significant increase, let's say. Alright, so it's time to crown the Ultimate Mystery Box Tournament champion. That's right, we've looked at each quarter, we've totaled, we've looked at the games and the variety of games that was sent to me, and the Ultimate Mystery Box Tournament winner for this time is Double Jump Video Games. Congratulations! Every time you've sent a solid mystery box that has added some great value to my collection, as well as the overall condition and pricing seems to be well worth the money. That's not to say that core gaming or Secret Castle Toys and Games didn't provide a great mystery box. And in fact, I would highly recommend that you check out all three companies and purchase a mystery box from them at some point in time. If you're looking to add a lot of great games or you're just starting out collecting for a certain console, Core Gaming provides a really solid mystery box for a decent value. It's one that you really can't beat online for the amount of games that you receive. So I would highly recommend that you guys go out and buy a mystery box from one of these companies. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Leave me a comment below if you've enjoyed seeing these mystery box tournaments, because it's something that I might want to do in the future. Do you think that I scored them accurately? Let me know in a comment below. I'm open to suggestions in making this mystery box tournament better in the future. Until next time, happy gaming!